Alrighty, hello and welcome Final Four to your tribal council. This round we played Two Truths and a Lie, where we tested how well you knew the jurors, and Stoner won immunity. So my first question is going to Stoner tonight. Stoner, first of all, congratulations on another immunity win.
Thank you.
You did prove that you knew the jurors the best in the challenge. So would you attribute that to your social game, or do you think that it was just lucky guesses?
I think it was definitely a social game. A lot of the truths and stuff I actually knew ahead of time because I talked to people. Like I knew that Stevie had a twin. You know, I knew the CJ tried out for The Voice and Big Brother, stuff like that. And just little things like that. I think I just pick up on. I remember, and I didn't think it would ever come in handy really. Besides, making the bonds with people. But it comes in handy for a challenge too. So yeah, I'm glad to have it this late in the game.
Do you think you needed the immunity win tonight?
I do trust Kelly and Jester. I mean, they saved me last round. I have no reason to think they would vote me out tonight. But it's nice to have regardless. I don't think I needed it though. But there's a good chance I could have been involved in a tie or going home tonight.
Okay, thank you, Stoner.
Thank you.
Moving on to Kelly. Kelly, I want to know, how does it feel for you to be so close to the end, especially since this is your first game?
Yeah, that's what I was telling Jester. Like, I really thought that I wouldn't get this far in the game. I knew that maybe I'll get to the merge, but never this far. Like when we got to final 7 or 6, I was like, what? How the fuck am I still here? But yeah, it's been a surprise, like a good surprise. I hope like for people and for myself too.
Awesome, thank you so much, Kelly. Next, I'm moving on to Brian. Brian, tonight is a very important vote as it could make or break someone's game. So what did you need to do in this round to make sure that what you want to happen tonight happens?
Oh, with me, I don't really scramble. I'm not the type of person who would go crazy on something. I just looked at people and observed, like, if I'm gonna become a juror, I want to see, are they doing the moves they need to actually position themselves? And that's all really. Like, I'm good with whatever the results would be. Like at this point, I think I'm proud of the game that I played. I came in knowing the game that I want to play, and I played it, and I played it the best of my ability, considering all the changes in my time zone, considering how many times I got hospitalized in the process, like all those things. And in my head, I'm like, if I go, I go. It's just I'm gonna remember how everyone played because that's what jurors do. That's it.
Do you worry that it could be you tonight, Brian, based on the way you were just...
The chance of it being me is really high because Stoner and I made a deal that we're not gonna vote for each other this round, and then he woke up feeling rather different. Like he told me he's gonna vote me out anyway, and I'm like, oh. At that point, I'm like, that's already one vote, and I'm pretty sure Kelly won't vote for herself. Jester won't vote for himself. So I'm like, the worst that it can get. I mean, the best that it can get would be a tie because that would position one of them to be. If Kelly ties it, it would be in a situation where Kelly is 100% going to the end, right? If Jester ties it, Jester is 100% seating to the end because I'm not taking Stoner. Stoner is not taking me. So whoever decides to make a tie tonight is basically controlling the second or the first seat. I don't think anyone wants to look at it that way, and I'm like, oh, it's to me, it's like I understand if people don't, but at the same time, I'm like, people are not probably making an opportunity out of a situation at this point. So it is what it is. Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, thank you, Brian, for that input. I lastly have a question for Jester. So Jester, at this point you've gotten to know everybody on the tribe pretty well, and played for a long time together. So it makes it a lot more difficult to be able to vote people out at this late stage of the game. So how hard, as compared to the rest of the votes, I guess, would you say that this vote tonight is?
Oh, Maggie, you just asked the perfect question in me. I'm gonna be honest. I think this sport is the most connected the person I would say. I had connected with Stoner and Brian from the day one I get in, and um, and then when I met Kelly, Kelly is one of the sweetest girl I can ever possibly get it, and I'm like this friendship that I had to build with these people. It's one of the best thing. I'm just gonna treasure it. So like whoever I voted for, it's just pure out of respect and pure out of love because this sport is I imagine where the final four goes. And voting voting Kelly out, voting Brian out, it's gonna be hard for me no matter what because I've been crying all night. I've been crying all day because I do really care of these people and I do really care how I manage my relationship with both of them. And it sucks for me that I have to vote for one of them out. And and yeah, so that's pretty much me. It's so hard. I think this is the hardest one because there's love involved in this vote and it just gonna sucks.
Okay, I want to open the floor now to anyone else who would like to say anything or add anything before we get to the voting period. Okay, is there nothing else that anyone would like to say? Alrighty, then we will get to voting. Again, just me with you all tonight. So we'll do the prod chat thing. So please just go into your prod chat. I know you all pre-voted, but please send the person you'd like to vote for, and then I will tally the votes.
Hold on. Mhm. How do I do that? Okay.
Alrighty, I have all the votes. Give me just a moment to tally them up and write them down. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves, give any shout outs, you know the drill.
Shout out to Jabbar. Fuck you, Jay.
Okay. Tonight. Oh, there it is.
Alrighty, hi y'all, I'm back. Sorry it took me a while, but I will get to reading the votes. Since we are in the final four, there are no longer any idols or advantages that can be played at this point. So I'm going to just go straight into the votes. The person who's voted out will be asked to leave tribal council area immediately after giving your final words, and then you will be headed to Ponderosa. Alrighty, the first vote tonight is for Brian. The second vote tonight, and is a public vote from Brian, is for Kelly. So that's one vote Brian, one vote for Kelly. Next vote is for Brian. That's two votes Brian, one vote Kelly. Last vote. And the 15th person voted out of Triumph Sahara and 8th member of our jury is Brian. Brian, that is 3. That is enough. Please give your final words now.
I don't think I have all that much to say. All I want to see is I want to see people play their best. And some of you 3 were some of the most underestimated players at the start of the game. So I'm really, really happy that you get to plead your case to the jury and at least just plan what you have to say and highlight your game, because some of these people did not understand what you were doing, especially you, Kelly. Like, if I'm there and you're in the end, trust me, I would tell people that you did a lot. You did a lot of great things behind the scene, but none of you should count yourselves out, because you guys have a lot to say, all 3 of you. So just go kill it tomorrow. Yeah, the challenge is tomorrow, so just all of you give it your best shot. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Brian.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much for playing Triumph. You will be added to the Ponderosa chat. You'll come back on Sunday to cast your vote for the winner.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we are now down to the final 3. Only one more challenge and one more tribal before we get to the final tribal council. The rebellion has come out on top. Let's see who the first victim is from this little trio. Please schedule a time for the challenge tomorrow. And don't forget that based on the option everyone chose, the tribal will be following the challenge. I'll give you a period of time to talk after it, but just keep that in mind that no matter how long the challenge is, you will have tribal as well.
Okay.
Thank you, Meg.
Congrats on making
Thank
final 3.
you.
Congrats,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Gracias.
Head back to camp.